Hello, I'm here with Holly. Holly is a client of mine, and she's been doing the signature program you started in January.
I know, which feels like forever ago. But yes,
Yeah,
in January.
I know. We're coming up to our 90 days.
I know, which is also crazy to think that like it's almost done. I feel like we just started, but at the
Right.
same time, I feel like I've been doing this for, I think we're day 87 or day 88 right
Yeah.
now. And it's like, but I can remember like one of our first lessons and our first calls still. It's like crazy to think.
Right? I know. What a journey.
Yeah.
But our journey isn't over. The 90-day program, we're setting you up to go beyond the 90 days, and we'll still obviously be in the Hop 90 community together and still learning new recipes and all the new
Yes.
stuff. So I'm excited to see where you go after the 90 days.
Me as well. Me as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So for everyone watching, so Holly and I met at Rise Fitness, which is a boot camp gym here in Kitchener, formerly known as Extreme Boot Camp. So that's where we met. So shout out to Sandra.
Woo!
And then I'm glad that it led us here.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So let's get right into it. I'm gonna
All right.
ask you question one. So what was life like before joining the Hop 90?
I guess the easiest way to explain it was I thought about it and thought it was more of just existing day to day versus how like I have a structure now type of thing. Like
Yeah.
I the big thing when I started hearing about the Hop 90, I had just gotten back to work after taking a whole year off to deal with my own mental health, my own anxiety.
Mhm.
So I had just gotten back to work from that, so was dealing with that, but helped myself realized I needed a break from that. I had crippling anxiety where I would be in bed for sometimes 2, 3 days straight at a time, not really functioning. Um, Worked on that obviously on my year off, but that's still the circumstances changed. So I was going back to a stressful job as a paramedic in a pandemic.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
there was no COVID when I went off, but now we have all this new policies, new procedures, new equipment to learn on top of me being like, am I going to be able to do my job? So it's a lot of stress. So I would say I was stressed is the best word to describe it.
Right.
Um, I did learn in my time off that exercise was a good outlet for me to it was a time where I could take for myself, put my music on, get out of my own head. But I was uncomfortable at first. So I felt like I needed that group atmosphere. I needed someone to say, okay, this is what we're going to do. And that's how I got into Rise, Extreme Boot Camp, it was at the time, and how we eventually met. And I had done a 16-week photo shoot program through them when I was off. So really found my love for strength training specifically while I was off. Because again, I can do it on my own. I don't have to rely on anyone to put the headphones
Yeah.
on, get in the zone and just feel strong and in control of everything. So I did the 16-week program. It had a photo shoot at the end. I worked really hard, was super happy with my progress, with my photos.
Yeah.
But then life happened, and a year after that photo shoot, I was almost back to square one in terms of my weight and my eating habits, I would say.
Yeah.
So I knew something needed to happen, but because of everything that had happened in that time, I had a lot of mom guilt. I already felt guilty. I went from working on myself and being with both my children at home 24/7 every single day to
Mhm.
now, okay, mommy has to go back to work. This is
Yeah.
also a pillar of my life of something I'm passionate about, so I need to address that. And I felt my shifts are 12 hours. I work a 40-minute drive away from home.
So
So
much.
so it's 12, 13 and a half hours on a good day if I don't get overtime. My job doesn't end when my shift ends all the time.
Right.
So sometimes I'm leaving before they're awake in the morning and coming back when they're asleep at night. So
Yeah.
as a mom, I feel like I'm already missing so much. How can I now, okay, now on my day off, I'm leaving to go to the gym, or I'm going to work on myself, or I'm like, well, that's time I could be at home type of thing. So I had a lot of mom guilt before. But I always knew what food was good for me and bad for, or healthier, not healthier type of thing. So I
Yeah.
learned about macros and protein and fat and carbs during that 16-week photo shoot. Except I think I already had a bad relationship with food because I did see it as guilty, not guilty, bad food, good food. And then having a goal, yes, I wanted to lose weight and do all this, but I became obsessed with tracking my food and
Right.
thinking, okay, I have to meet this number of calories, this number of protein and carbs, and stressed me out even more because, oh, I'm not reaching the protein I'm supposed to be having. Or, okay, well, then I'll have a protein bar or something
Right.
quick that has a lot of protein. Or I would say, oh, I still have 300 calories. Oh, I can have this bag of chips or this chocolate bar. And I was
Right.
eating things that were making me feel like crap.
Yeah.
And as a shift worker, we were not taught, but you learn, you eat your food fast. You don't have time to take the time to eat. Sometimes it's, okay, what can I get at the fast food thing here in between calls just so I can have something in me,
Right.
right? So I was eating a lot of what I thought was better food for me. And in the end,
Because it was getting into that macronutrient.
yeah, exactly,
profile.
or it
Right.
fit into my numbers for the day.
Yeah.
But then I was realizing I had bloating. I didn't know I had IBS. I got figured that out. And it was flare-ups where I would come home from work, or I'd be at home on my days off in the fetal position on the couch or my bed because
Wow.
the pain was so bad. And I just thought this was normal, almost type of thing. Okay, I have IBS. I have to live with this. I'm going to be in pain after I eat. And it was like, something has to give here. Like I can't live like this type of thing.
Yeah, wow. That's crazy. And that's upsetting to me. And that's, why I'm doing what I'm doing. And well, but let me just say, thank you, number one, for doing what you're doing, like being a paramedic. You're a mother to a daughter and also a little boy.
Yeah. Well, not so little. He's almost as tall as me, but yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
But that's awesome. That's a lot on your plate, and I'm grateful that you realized it was time to put yourself first and figure out what's going on. Yeah, to live in like daily pain like that. That's crazy that you thought that it was normal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that we tackled that. So I guess that kind of ties into the reason why you joined, wanted to get rid of that daily pain.
Yeah, that was one of the big things. Like I said, the mom guilt was really strong at the time. I had seen you posting the stuff about you've tried other stuff, like maybe your hormones are out of sync. And I thought, I have tried the eat less, move more mentality that DeVore always talks about.
Yep.
And it did work short term, but it wasn't sustainable for me. It developed habits that were already bad, just made it worse, which led to higher stress. And it finally was my husband who I sat down. I said, I think I really want to do this. I overanalyze everything anyways. So I said, these are my pros, these are my cons. I like when Dee does workouts at the gym that we've done. I've talked to her outside of gym about various things related to fitness. Mm-hmm. And he said, then just do it. And I said, but I just can't do that. I'm like, he's very opposite me. I'm very type A. I need to plan everything. I need to know everything. And he's very much whatever the complete opposite of that is.
Yeah. Go with the flow.
Yeah. Go with the flow. Zen. Like, if this is something you want to do, then do it. And it was like the push. He's like, if it's the time, he's like, don't worry, because we have our weekly calls, and I'll make sure the kids are either we'll go outside, we'll go for a walk, I'll occupy them so you do have that time to focus on it. You have to do a workout? Okay, perfect. I'll take the dogs for a walk so they're out of your hair, or
Yeah. No, I like that.
right? He's like, so that's not, he's like, don't use it as an excuse. He's like, you take care of the family. He's like, you go to work. He's like, it's time for you to take care of you. And
Yeah.
I mean, he's like, you learned that in therapy. He's like, you did that with your mental health. So why don't you keep working on that? He's like, and now let's get the physical. He's like, because he obviously saw me in pain. He saw the bloating, the not really anger, but the frustration when I would be in pain and I'd have to go to work and I'd be like, these pants fit the other day, but now my bloating is not letting them tighten up and stuff, right? And we're all emotional and stuff gets to that. So it gets in your head. But I just start. So I was like, okay, we'll start with the 5-day reset. That's kind of where it started.
Yeah.
I was like, it's first of all, it was free. So,
Yeah.
right, it was free. It was 5 days. I can commit to 5 days, I thought.
There we go. Love it.
And he's like, okay, try that, see if that goes well. And I felt results in these 5 days immediately with the IBS.
Yeah.
Right? So I realized, okay, something is obviously working. Some of these components of this program are working for me already, and I think I felt it on day 2.5, day 3. I was like,
I love it.
I'm like, my little bloat pouch, whatever you want to call it, isn't there.
Wow. Yeah. So powerful.
I'm like, I don't feel like crap type of thing.
Yeah.
So within that 5 days, you and the other coaches did a bunch of lives, and I listened to them on my way to work, almost like a podcast. And I can get used to this. These are people who know what they're talking about, but are still down to earth. And I don't feel like they're not in touch with reality, almost type of thing. Like they're still people. They're down to earth. They get it. They're not like, they don't have to be, they're not on this huge pedestal where they feel so unrelatable.
Right. Okay. I love that. Wow. Thank you for sharing. Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And like, I'd approached it at the gym. When we were at the gym, I never felt judged or like you were there to say, nope, it has to be done this way. This is the right way. Okay, I see what we're kind of working with. How can we tweak what you're already doing and get you to where, okay, it's better. And then we'll fix that and we'll get you to a better than that type of thing.
100%. Yeah.
Right. Versus
love it.
where you see the typical, okay, here's your meal plan. Here's the exercise I want you to do. I'll talk to you in a week and give me your measurements type of thing.
Right.
It was like it was like I felt you guys were reachable and whatnot. And like I said, I saw results in 3 days that I hadn't seen, even doing simple things as eating less, moving more, checking my macros. But 3 days of top 90 principles, I noticed change. So that was like the final push over the edge, really, to do the 90-day program and say, okay, what can this do for me 90 days from now?
Oh yeah, for sure. And you know what? And you showed up and you did, the information that we gave you. So like, obviously, anyone getting results or what's the word I'm looking for? Getting results is achievable, but you have to show up and do it and do the work. So that's what you did. So I've really enjoyed working with you because you're just making me so proud.
Proud mama bird.
Yeah, and just seeing you, evolve and, do the shift throughout this 90 days has been incredible. So I'm so happy for you. But yeah, so what changes have you noticed in these 88 days?
So like we've already kind of touched on, my IBS symptoms are way down.
Yes.
It's almost like, I wouldn't say like I would be cured because it's not a curable thing type of thing, but like I've had no bloating, which then ties into, because I'm not bloated, my clothes look better on me because I don't have the little pouch I call it. My little mom pouch is what I used to call it. Like it's not there, so my clothes fit better. I feel stronger but more mobile at the same time. in my movements. Like at work, we don't always have the opportunity when we lift somebody off the floor, out of a bathroom, whatever the situation may be. We don't always have the time to do it properly. Not lift with your back, we don't always have the time in our situations for that to happen. So I would have a sore back a lot, or I'll tweaked. I'm like, I could feel it in my shoulder. I've tweaked something. I mean, with the movements, and I feel like my joints are better and stronger. And those situations where I have to wedge myself between a toilet and a bathtub, which happens way more often than you would think.
Wow.
I don't come home with a sore back. So it's like, even like subconsciously, I'm doing the work that is making my joints and almost my body react naturally to doing the movements without stressing my body and stuff, which is huge because now I'm not sore from work. I'm not, oh, maybe I need to take a day off because I hurt my back at work, or now I have to call my chiropractor. Right?
Yeah.
It's like crazy stuff like that. And it's just stuff I wasn't expecting to come out of my 90 days, right? We all went, I'll be honest, I went in with, I want to lose weight. I want to look great in my after pictures. Those were my main things when I joined. But then it's like those IBS symptoms went down. We worked on mental health, which I had already been sort of working on, and we used some of the same concepts. Like the whole reframing thing was huge in my mental health recovery. But my panic attacks, I would say, even when I was going through therapy on a weekly basis, even at home, not at work with no triggers, I was having panic attacks. I would say when I thought I was good, once or twice a week, where I had to say, Kyle, I need some time. I need to go shut myself in the bedroom, put myself in that positive mindset, whether it be listening to motivational speeches over and over, or music I like, or whatever it was. I would need half an hour to an hour usually to sort of come back down from where I was. This whole 90 days we learn about mental health and stress management and box breathing and all these awesome techniques that I've added on top of what I've already learned. And I haven't had a single panic attack since I've started this program, which is huge because, like I said, they were debilitating before. And if anything, this pandemic is more stress inducing. So everyone's levels are high of stress. So all those triggers, I'm still going to work. I'm still dealing with very sick individuals. I still have the triggers that I had when I was off. But now I'm listening to binaural beats at work on my downtime in between calls. I box breathe when I start feeling anxious, almost automatically. I feel my heart rate go up. Okay, let's take some time, box breathe for 2-3 minutes, and it brings it down. Or just even the overall, I box breathe every night before bed now. Whereas when I first joined therapy, my therapist said, let's try meditating to bring your anxiety down. And I said, that's not going to work. I've tried that. I've tried to sit there and my mind just races and races and races. And so when Devore first brought up box breathing, I thought, okay, that's not going to work for me. I've done that route, and to say that box breathing has been life-changing for me would be an understatement, really.
Wow. I have goosebumps.
I use it. I've even gone to people who are having panic attacks, anxiety attacks, bad enough that they've had to call an ambulance. Wow. And I will say,
you coming to the rescue.
I'll get my timer out, and I used to not talk about my anxiety or tell people I had anxiety. I now use it as a tool at work, combined with what I've learned in this program. I have a breathing app that has box breathing. You can time it out where it changes the soft music just enough that you know this is where the 4 seconds is done. So now I'm holding it. Okay, now I'm exhaling. And I've used it on patients where it's helped with their breathing. So it's not even like changes in my life. It's stuff I can now apply to the real world, and other people also get the benefit of it. Which is
oh my God, I love it.
to think, right? Like, again, I never thought that would be what I went into the program looking for.
Yeah.
Right? Or like, which then I'm like, I'm craving healthy things is the weirdest one.
Yeah.
Like the other day, I'm sitting at work and I say, I need something like crunchy. Like I want a crunch. And before it'd be, okay, I want chips. I want something like of that nature. Yeah. Now it's like, did I bring peppers with me? Did I bring bell peppers with me? Did I bring like what did I bring that I can get a crunch from, but feel good inside after? This is weird. And like Brussels sprouts, I used to be the only sibling of mine that would eat Brussels sprouts when my mom made them. And when she made them, they were doused in butter. And that was the only way I thought I could eat them. Put them in the air fryer now. I eat Brussels sprouts for breakfast and want to eat Brussels sprouts for breakfast.
I love it.
It's like I tell my mom that, she's like, you sound weird, right? I'm like, why? Because I don't want fruity, sugary, not a cereal. No, I want something that I feel good after I eat it. And now I've learned it's Brussels sprouts at breakfast time.
Oh, I love it. That air fryer is a game changer.
And then it's like, and obviously, like I sent you my measurements yesterday. Yeah. So I mean, again, it's not even what I talk about first. I'm way more excited about the other stuff, but I've lost 15 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm below my pre-pregnant weight with my youngest daughter, and she's 4.5. So it's not like, just to put it in perspective, so I've been holding it for a while.
That's huge.
And 12 inches overall, which is now, I've noticed, as a mom, we often find ourselves, when you scroll through pictures with your kids, it's a lot of the kids or the kids and my husband. I wasn't physically in a lot of them because I was behind the camera. And my confidence now, because of how I feel and how I think I look now, I'm taking more pictures of me with the kids, but also of myself. This morning before we went live, I said, my hair looks cute. My makeup looks cute. I'm taking a picture of myself.
Damn right. Selfie it up.
You know what I mean? Whereas before, that would never cross my mind. I'd be like, all right, it's my day off. I'm in sweats. My hair is, which is also how I do it. But now it's like, okay, but I'll take my picture when my hair is in a cute, messy bun now. And it's like, the confidence is just like radiate. Like people, my massage therapist, for example, last month, she sees me once a month, once every 4 to 6 weeks, depending. And it was last month because I go on Friday, so we're not even like that far in the process, about the middle of our process. And she goes, something looks different. Like, are you doing something different? They're like, she goes, you just look different. And I was in a hoodie and track pants, so it wasn't like I hadn't like stripped it, so she hadn't seen my body yet. She was like, you just seem brighter, type of thing, which would be a weird compliment for me to receive before, but what the heck does that mean? Now I'm like, thanks, I do, like, thank you. It's great. Like people who don't even notice, or my husband who's with me every single day, because thank you, quarantine and stay at home. I said, he was helping me take my measurements, and I was like, I'm down to like 165 pounds. And he goes, no, you're not. Like, he didn't believe me. He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, I remember not long ago you talking about being 180, 190 pounds. He's like, that's amazing. Right? And it's like, to floor my husband, who literally has seen me do the process, who sees me every single day, to have him floored, have been like, wow, I didn't even realize it was that much, type of thing. And it's like, it was just a side effect of everything. Because like I think about week 2, week 3 was when that shift changed in my mind from it being aesthetics, the weight, the numbers, to I feel better. Okay,
Yeah.
I can feel better. I can live day to day without being in pain, without head fog, without forgetting. Like I would just be foggy. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not. I feel on. I feel sharp. And but it's because of everything together.
Good. Oh my God. That makes my heart so happy. That is amazing. Love it. Love everything. You're amazing. What else? What did you enjoy about, working together? The Hop 90 team? Because, we work one-on-one, but you also have access to the other coaches, which is what I love. I love the team. I love that we're like all a big community. So yeah, what did you enjoy about
So
that?
I separated this one when I thought about it. So
Okay.
specifically with you, I always felt you've always been positive, you're and supportive. Like I never felt that I ever came with you. I never felt like I was bugging you or felt like you didn't have time or that my concerns weren't valid. I felt you were approachable. If I had a question, whether it be
Yeah.
something as stupid as did I buy the right coconut milk? And I take a picture,
Right.
or I thought this was a really good option. What do you think of the ingredients type of thing? And
Yeah.
it was like when I had found, like, I know it was a barbecue sauce was one of the first things we dove into because it's a favorite of mine. And I said,
Yeah.
okay, I found this one. It has like low sugar. It says it's supposed to be good. And you said, send me the thing of the ingredients. And I said, okay. And then we came to the conclusion there was a better option out there. But I didn't feel when you gave me the answer, I wasn't like feeling like, no, this is wrong, do this one type of thing. It was like,
Right.
okay, no, this was good. These are the reasons why this was a good option to look at. But here, let's look at maybe a better option. And this is why I think it's a better option for you type of thing, where
Beautiful.
I felt like helpful instead of this is what it says. This is what I have to tell you. This is what blah, blah, blah. It was personalized type of thing almost where it could just be like, oh, well, no, our rule is no sauces type of thing. We prefer no sauces, right? Where it can be like, okay, well, you realize that sometimes maybe you just want a that. But here, this is, we always talk about good, better, and best in the program. Okay, this is the better option, but here's an even better one or the best option that we recommend. You're not saying, you never once said, no, but you can't have that one that you bought. Just realize this is maybe a healthier, the ingredients are a little more whole, what we prefer type of thing. So I felt,
for sure.
like I never felt judged, or even if when I had a bad day, if I missed a workout or I had a stressful day and I ate a bad meal, I didn't feel like, oh my God, I can't tell Dee. She's gonna be so, like, she's gonna be disappointed in me. It was like, okay, I'm gonna tell her because I want to be honest about this and see. And it was like, okay, no, let's just reframe it. Okay, yes, this isn't derailed your whole process, right? It's like, it's not linear, we've learned. It's like a roller coaster. So, okay, we're on like the down loop, but how can we get back so that we're back on that upward trend type of thing? Let's get over this. How can we get back? So tomorrow, all right, tomorrow, let's maybe try this. And it's not a big change, it's something little where, okay, maybe tomorrow, instead of going right to my coffee and getting the kids ready, maybe you wake up 5 minutes earlier so you can sit with yourself for 5 minutes and write down our identity-based goals and really sit with it tomorrow to get that connection to it before I start my day with the kids and all of that, right? Stuff like that, where it's like, it just felt you were there to help me grow in every way, not just the numbers, right? And I felt able to do it. And it's like, you've also shown that, like, it's not like you're sitting on one side as the coach here and telling me to do something and doing another thing. Like, you still post that you're doing like the gut rebuild with your lemon water every day. you and the other coaches I know, when we did the 5-day reset, you guys did the 2-week insulin reset, which I'm currently finishing, but like, it's good to know, right? Like, you guys have done the same things that you're asking us to do. So when we come to you and we say, okay, I really want to put sweetener in my coffee. And you're like, I know this day it's really hard, but if you get past this day, it gets so much easier the next day, type of thing. And it's just sort of a different, it brings something different when your coach can be like, I have done this. It just brings a new perspective, and you feel more relatable to them. You don't feel like they're so out of reach or out of touch with your reality versus their reality, type of thing. Which is like, for sure. Which then ties it all in, because then all the other coaches that you also have access to. So when I was looking at this, I found a quote, and it said that, I'm going to read it. It says, health is a multifactorial approach. So my idea was, so if health is a multifactorial approach, I've learned my mental health is just as important as my physical health, as well as my emotional health, as well as stress management, my sleep. I've learned all that from the program. Everything ties in. So why would I not want to use a program that almost uses the approach where you have multiple coaches who have multiple different levels of experience in different areas of life in the industry? Like Val, she's a mom as well to 2 little kids. She's also a graduate of the program. Right? Then there's you and Holly, who have been in the fitness industry. You've done those fitness shows. You have that aspect of it. You know what I mean? And then you have Devore, who has his own wealth of knowledge, as well as his sayings that just stick in your head. And I use them in normal day conversation. And people
he needs to write a book. He needs to write a book.
Are like, what? What do you say? I'm like, health, healing, goodness. I want to put health, healing, goodness in my body. And I hear myself quoting stuff he talks about in our calls, and it's like, it's just a different perspective. He's been in the supplement industry. He's been training. He's talked to those people in the industry who do it different. And you get to use all 4 of your knowledges and different perspectives on life and how you interact with people. And it's never like, and you engage all members, whether it be I post something, Holly or Val might make a comment about it, and it feels like, it is like you interact with everybody. It's not just directly like you said, you're one-on-one people. Like, you can get advice, and there's no judgment from any of them, from anybody in the program, from other people going through the program with you. It's just, we share stuff in the Facebook group or on our calls, and you just feel it's a community, a family, like Devore says. Like he says, we can't get rid of you guys after our 90 days.
You're stuck with us. There's no escaping.
And I'm like, that's awesome, because after this 90 days, if I'm having a bad day, I can go to the group. I can see the other food that people have prepared. The other times people have had hard days, and we explain to them it's okay, and we all respond, whether we know them personally or we just know them from our weekly calls. You feel connected to everybody. And it's like, I have shared stuff with some of the coaches in this group on some of the calls with these people about my life, about my anxiety, and how I felt, that some of my closest friends honestly don't know the true depths of. Some of them know, they all obviously know I was off work for a year, because obviously I didn't go to work. So, but a lot of them don't know the hard work I did to be able to go back to work. But because it all ties into my health and everything, like I've learned through the program, I've been able to share stuff with this community and not feel judged, or not feel like I can't share it. Like I feel like I have to hide anything, because I feel like I'm so proud of where I am now with those aspects of my life that I want to share it. I want to say, and I reframed it. I'm not someone who suffers from anxiety. I'm a person who has anxiety. It doesn't define me, type of thing. Right? I have IBS, but that's not the only part of me. Right? So it's like,
And you know what? I'm honored and thankful that that you're vulnerable and that you share those things. I think that is a big part of, of shifting and growing into your best self. You have to put yourself out there. You have to be vulnerable. And yeah, like you said, you don't do that with just anybody. So I do truly appreciate that. That takes a lot of courage to do. So you should be proud of yourself.
I am proud, and it's
Yeah.
again, it's like accepting compliments like that before I'd be like, oh, like, okay.
This is uncomfortable.
Now it's like, no, I'm also proud of myself, which is huge to say,
Yeah.
right? To be able to say,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I did it. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of the work I put in. I'm proud to show that I could stick with this for 90 days, that I can see the change in my life and realize, okay, maybe my thinking before wasn't the best for me. Maybe the food I was eating isn't the best for me, but now I realize what serves me best. Right? Because
Right.
and that's part of my identity-based goal. I say, I'm not going to give, I know where to place my energy now. I'm not like, why would I give my energy to put it somewhere where it doesn't benefit me, whether it be like at work or any place, gossip, everything. You know what? I don't need that toxicness in my life. It's not serving me.
Yeah.
Same with food. Okay, I would love to go eat a whole bag of chocolate peanut M&Ms. I would love it, but I know I'm going to be on the couch uncomfortable in half an hour.
In that fetal position.
Exactly. So it's like, maybe now I have one or two as a side with my like apples and peanut butter or something, right? Where, okay, I still get a snack, but I feel better after it. Yeah, like you said, that mind shift is just huge. And again, didn't go into this expecting to change my mind that much. And now it's like, how can you not, when the way the program's structured to address all this type of things?
Yeah.
Like, it's hard not to, and you don't realize how important that is in your overall health, and the results just happen because you're addressing all this other stuff.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing when that happens. All right, last question. How is life different now?
So again, I reflected on my first question when I thought about this, and like the two words that came were, I'm happier and at peace. Wow, like I know what brings me joy in my life, and I know what doesn't now. So it's almost like, because of that, I have an easier routine to my life now. Because of like, I have a sleep routine that I stick to. And as a shift worker, sometimes it's not the easiest, but I've lucked out. I'm on a 9 to 9 day truck with no nights for now. I've been able to focus on my sleep schedule. I box breathe for 2 to 3 minutes, and then I listen to 20 minutes of soft rain sounds. And I don't know the last time I made it to the end of the rain sounds. So, and I used to wake up 2 or 3 times a night, and there was a consistent time between 3 to 5 every single night. I would be up for about 45 minutes to an hour and not be able to fall asleep every single night. Now I don't wake up in the middle of the night. If I do, it's to use the washroom, and I'm able to fall asleep right away. I have a consistent wake up time. Even on my days off, my alarm still goes off at the same time it would if I wasn't going to work. And now my body's gotten used to that, and I don't use the alarm most days.
I love that. Love when that happens.
On work days I still do, because I don't ever want to like screw up. But on days off, like this morning, I don't work. My body still woke up at 7:15, and my kids weren't up. Like the animals aren't making noise. That's just what my body does. I get tired between 10:30 and 11 consistently every single night, and I don't fight it. I don't think, oh, I need to watch one more episode of this show. My body's tired. It's telling me you need to go to sleep, so I listen to it now. Or like we said before, I wouldn't meditate. I box breathe every single night without fail. And sometimes the timer will be 2 minutes. Sometimes it'll be 3 minutes, and it's done before I know it. I'm not, and it's, my mind hasn't wandered. My food with meal prep, my meals are prepped for the week. My family is slowly starting to get behind the buffet style meal prep. When I go to work, I'll make sure there's food prepped for them. They know if they're hungry throughout the day that there's always cooked protein, there's always chicken cut into strips for them. There's always veggies cut up, there are fruits there. They have, when they know they can always get that without asking. When they ask is when they ask for those kid snacks that are still in my house that aren't really the healthiest option. And they ask for those, but they don't ask for them that often because they see me going to get a snack of bell peppers and cherry tomatoes. Well, mommy, what are you eating?
Right?
So it's like they used to fight me on trying new things. I would put like one green bean on their plate with their dinner. Ew, what's this? I'm not eating that. That looks gross. And now they try it at least. They'll try without arguing. Sometimes they like it, sometimes they don't. My stepdaughter came over and we've talked about how we both have been doing gluten-free, dairy-free. I told her I would do that through this program with her, so she sort of had a partner in crime. Taco night is huge at my house. Me and her, we do the lettuce tacos because we can't have the gluten. We have corn tortillas as well for her because she can eat those. She likes the lettuce taco, and like she goes, it's crunchy but like refreshing, right? So it's like, and so they help cut the veggies with me. We have kid safe knives now that I went out and bought so that they can be part of it. But it just feels so natural now, instead of me being like, Ace, come help me cut up vegetables, or Harper, come and help with dinner. They just want to help. They feel useful. And then I notice them snacking sometimes when they're cutting the veggies. So it's like, they just see it and they model it. And it's like, how would I ever get through without them doing this type of thing, right? And just almost like what DeVore says when he checks up on clients, it's just how I live now. It's just part of my life. I meal prep on my days off. I grocery shop on my days off. And I even noticed today, I grocery shopped yesterday, picked them up from the store, put them in my fridge, and I had to use both my fruit crisper and my veggie crisper for my vegetables because I had too many. And I thought, before this, I would have half this amount of veggies at the most, and I would still end up throwing away them because they would go bad before anyone in the house ate them. But now it's like, sometimes I run out of certain veggies before my next grocery shop because I'm enjoying them more, whether it be raw, in the air fryer. There's just so many ways to get that crunch, or like whatever you want from them. And like I feel we all feel better in this house. Like, it's crazy. It's like, why would I not do that almost?
Yeah, wow. And just the fact that your family has, started doing this with you, that says something like of you too. You're showing up, you're leading from the front, you're radiating this energy, this new health, and they're like, okay, hey, what's up?
And now it's like I used to have that time blocked out for the workouts, but I'll screencast the workout onto my TV in the basement and get my yoga mat, whatever it is. My daughter will sometimes come down. She might be running sprints from one side of the basement to the other, or she lifts the 2-pound weights, and she's like, see, mommy, see, I can do this now. And she does her version of push-ups, which push-ups, they just look like a triangle, but
they're hard. They're hard movements.
Or she's doing sit-ups, and she's like, see, mommy, or see my muscles? Like, feel my muscles now. Like, it's like just makes you smile and beam as a mom to be like, she's almost already getting it. She's already living that healthier lifestyle.
Yeah, absolutely love that. So
and it's
powerful.
Like we talked about, one big thing is my taste buds have changed. We talked about when I first started Every morning I'd have coffee with a scoop of protein powder. My thing.
Yep.
I didn't think I was going to be able to get away from that. This morning, which I've had for now the last 2 months straight, is my black coffee, splash of coconut milk. Sorry, Deborah, I do live near
Nice.
Stanley Park. There, so maybe me, I may have bought some of it. And just a sprinkle of cinnamon.
Yeah.
And that's all I put in my coffee. And that's enough. Like, I don't need that extra sweetness. And I did treat myself a couple weeks ago to a protein coffee after a morning workout, and it was too sweet. It was like, I wasted the cup of coffee. I wasted the protein powder because I had to remake another one. It was like, this is too sweet. How is this what I was drinking every morning? And then feeling bloated after because it wasn't serving me.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. No, look at you.
It's like,
look at
coffee
you
and cinnamon, please.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, no, it's crazy. Yeah, training your taste buds. The more you have sugar, the more you're going to crave it. And it essentially desensitizes your taste buds to other things. So it's not easy to make that shift, but you did it, and you're creating waves. It's, flowing into your family, into people that you work with, everything. So just amazing. I'm so proud of you.
I'm so happy to have worked with you to realize, like, you helped me realize that it was achievable, right? Like, we talked about our first introductory call, even though I'd known you before, I still was nervous because I'm like, what if this is, like, what if it's not for me? Like, what if this one doesn't work? What if this doesn't work? And it's like, okay, nope, I'm going to jump in, give it my all, trust the knowledge you have as well as the other coaches, that you guys know what you're talking about. And clearly you guys do, because like, it's not just me that sees the results, other members see the results, and it's just such, like I said, a community that I'm so happy to be a part of and be able to continue to be a part of, because the people in the Hop 90 team, the people who've already done it, it's just so nice when I feel like, oh, do I really want to have this? Like, do I want to go and have this chocolate bar because I had a hard day at work? Or let me just go on let me see what other people are saying. And it's like, subconsciously you see the meals that they're posting, and you're like, ooh, that does look good. I'd rather eat that. And you're like, oh, yeah. And it's almost like, without knowing it, they're just uplifted you by sharing their food, which probably also helps them to be accountable. It's just like, I could just go on and on about it all day, because it's like, it's
the power of the community. It's crazy. It's kind of, teamwork makes the dream work. I know it's cliche, but
if I can listen to divorce sayings, we can use that one, because I've heard so many of his, but it's true. It's when you find your people, you find your people. And it's like, I would rather sign on to my Facebook and see other members posting, or coaches post, like how Val and Holly have posted their vulnerability about their reasons for being in the program and their life that they've gone through to get to where they are. It's like, there's something for everybody. Everyone can get something out of it, and it's going to change your life, type of thing, without realizing how much it will.
Love it. I am so thankful for you, and I'm glad that we'll still be working together beyond this, and just being around each other.
Like the says, you just wait. I sent you my after pictures, but wait for my after pictures, as Divorce said.
That's right. Well, is there anything else that you wanted to chat about, or do you think we covered everything?
I looked over my notes. I got all my novel of a notes out, so I think we're good. It's almost lunchtime here anyway, so I have to go. But we're having some chicken salad with broccoli slaw. So yes, so
Okay, maybe I'm coming over to your house.
It's like that last day of like the meal prep. How can I just make everything in my fridge be used up? So
Yeah.
one of those things.
Yep,
Yeah.
the fridge bowl. Just throw everything else, throw all the leftovers into
Yeah.
one bowl and eat it. Awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time to talk it out with me and share your experience with the program. Again, truly thankful, forever grateful, and I'll be
All right.
seeing you
Thank
still.
you so much. Thank
All
you.
right. Okay. Have
Thank
a
you.
good day. We'll see you later.